Welcome to Blue Helm Space News Brief. You can find us at bluehelmco.com. On this day in 1962, Canada launched its first satellite, Alouette 1. This made Canada the third country to build and launch its own satellite after the US and the Soviet Union. Today is Monday, September 28th, and these are your top space news headlines. The British government seeking a replacement for Galileo navigation system, it said will consider alternatives to an original plan to develop its own satellite constellation. In a September 24th statement, the British government's Department for Business, Energy and Industrial Strategy said an ongoing study to examine the feasibility of a UK Global Navigation Satellite System, or GNSS, will shift to one that will look at, quote, new and alternative ways, unquote, of providing those services. A SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket for the first time next year will launch a military GPS satellite with a previously flown main booster, the U.S. Space Force announced September 25th. The company reached an agreement earlier this month with the Space and Missile Systems Center, so SpaceX can launch 2 GPS satellites next year using previously flown boosters. SMC said that this will save the government more than $52 million in launch costs. Although SpaceX routinely recovers and reuses rocket hardware in its commercial and NASA launches, the U.S. military has only recently started to allow SpaceX to recover boosters in GPS missions. NASA has delayed the launch of a mission to Saturn's moon, Titan, by a year, citing budget challenges created by the coronavirus pandemic. In a September 25th statement, NASA said the Dragonfly mission, which had been scheduled to launch in 2026, will instead launch in 2027. The change in launch date will not otherwise affect the design or the mission or the science it will perform. Launch startup HyImpulse successfully tested its 16,800-pound force hybrid rocket motor this month at German Space Agency's DLR's Lampoldshausen facility. HyImpulse said that the September 15th hot fire test, its first, confirmed that the paraffin/LOX hybrid rocket engine performed on par with liquid hydrocarbon-based fuels. This performance was achieved utilizing a simpler propulsion system than liquid-fueled rocket engines, which lend itself to reliability at a fraction of the cost. China added to its Earth observation capabilities with the clandestine launch of 2 satellites from the Tianyan late Saturday. The unexpected launch of a Long March 4B rocket carrying satellite HJ-2A and HJ-2B took place at 11:23 p.m. The new satellites replaced HJ-1A and HJ-1B launched in 2008. Chinese media reported that the satellite will monitor land and water resources and disasters and serve the industries of agriculture and forestry. S&B is brought to you by, statistically speaking, about 49% of you might wear bras. I'm not going to sit here and pretend I even know what I'm talking about when it comes to them. However, our new sponsor, Hope's Chest, does. Since 2009, they've specialized in helping breast cancer survivors and those who've had reconstructive surgery, breast augmentation, and reductions. They also help those that are well-endowed, itty-bitty, athletes, moms-to-be, and those who have suffered from fibromyalgia. So if you have a problem trying to find the right fitting bra, head over to hopeschest.com for a unique bra fitting experience. They're going to help you find the perfect fitting bra for you. Once again, head over to hopeschest.com or give them a call at 714-797-9996. Law, policy, and events in space. Italy is the latest country to sign an agreement to cooperate with NASA on the Artemis human lunar exploration program, although the details of Italy's participation have not yet been worked out. Quote, with a long history of successful collaboration in human space flight as well as in Earth and space science, the Italian government's strong support for Artemis assures the partnership will extend to cooperation in the next phase of exploration on the lunar surface, unquote. Bridenstine said in a statement, an Italian publican reported that Italy was planning to invest more than €1 billion, but it wasn't clear that if the total included previous commitments by the Italian government to European Space Agency exploration programs or new Italian investment in Artemis-related programs. NASA has selected SpaceX to launch a space science mission and several secondary payloads, the latest in a series of wins by SpaceX for NASA science missions. NASA announced today it awarded a contract to SpaceX for the launch of an Interstellar Mapping and Acceleration Probe (IMAP) spacecraft in 2020. 2024 from Cape Canaveral on a Falcon 9. The total value of the contract, covering launch and other, quote, mission-related costs, unquote, is about $109.4 million. The Space Force has completed a report mandate by Congress on its plans to acquire weather satellites to fill a growing military demand for meteorological data, a senior official told Space News. The Defense Appropriations Committees for years have been critical of the U.S. Air Force's space weather program, which is now the responsibility of the U.S. Space Force. In a 2020 conference report for the Defense Department, appropriators raised concerns about the Air Force's, quote, commitment to provide accurate and timely weather data, a mission with a profound impact on daily worldwide military operations, unquote. Our next launch is scheduled for tomorrow. That's going to be in Northrop Grumman's Cygnus NG-14 cargo spacecraft. Will launch into the International Space Station on an Antares rocket. Well, welcome back on this beautiful Monday. I'm sorry I missed you on Friday, but that's okay. I got this whole heaping newscast for you today. I've included 2 links in the fun section of the show notes. The first one is an interesting article by CNN on how astronauts vote in space. The second one is the more interesting of the 2. Obviously, it's about the $23 million space toilet. I mean, that one should be top headlines. I mean, that should be the first story I covered today, you know what I mean? I mean, absolutely incredible. I just wonder what this $23 million toilet does. I have updated all the calendars on the show note links. Click on those, find out what's going in law and policy and all the other calendar of events that are going on, as well as keep an eye on the launch calendar, because those things tend to change because of this little thing we call weather. I sincerely hope your Monday was awesome. Please subscribe, rate, and review. Tell one person about this show. We're trying to keep it going. I know the numbers are awesome. It keeps getting better and better each week. I appreciate all of you for continuing to listen, or, maybe you just turn it on and drown it out in the background. I don't know, but I appreciate you listening either way, or if you're not listening, but at least you're playing it. Thank you. I appreciate it. Tune in tomorrow for a new Space News Brief, SNB, and drink your water. I will talk to you tomorrow.